The best of Money Matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business. I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, we all know influencer marketing has exploded, with brands tapping creators across fashion, beauty, tech, and more to reach new audiences. But have you ever, considered that some of the most engaging influencers out there might actually be our pets? That's exactly what Pawjourr is betting on. Now, Pawjourr is a platform connecting brands with pet influencers and their owners to create authentic creative campaigns. From content creation to product reviews and market research, Pawjourr is opening up influencer marketing to a whole new world and making it accessible even for small brands. And to find out more about pet influencer marketing and how Pawjourr is changing the game, we're joined today by Jane Peh, who is the CEO and co-founder of Pawjourr. Hi, Jane. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, Jane, just to start off here, let's rewind a little and talk about the early days of your entrepreneurial journey. You started out as the Woof Agency back in 2019, and I'd love to know what inspired you and your co-founders to focus specifically on pet influencer marketing in the first place.
Yeah, so we noticed something interesting back then with, my background in advertising. And, I was just like scrolling through like Instagram, always gravitating towards like pet content. And I saw that, pet content was really consistently outperforming human content in terms of, engagement, relatability, and, people just share. So it's very viral. And I feel like it's really just because like it's authentic and it's just cute, right? Like you cannot resist pets. But at the same time, there wasn't any agency or formal structure here in APAC to help brands to collaborate with all these pet influencers at scale. So I thought, I was young, I was just, I took a bet and, we saw a gap, an opportunity to build something. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like 5 years ago.
Well, Jane, people might be, or a lot of people might wonder, why pets? I mean, there's influencer marketing for fashion, food, travel, tech, and so on. So why the focus on pets specifically? And what was the unique gap in the market that you saw?
Yeah, so I think traditional influencer marketing is already saturated with niche like beauty or fashion. But I think at a point when we saw the opportunity, we felt that pet content was still incredibly under-leveraged, even though ownership was growing globally. So we also feel and realize that brands weren't just selling to humans anymore, like they were selling to pet owners, like pet parents, because we are humanizing our pets. We see them as our kids, as our family. So we felt that, just trend really made this pet category like ripe for disruption. Like we feel like it's the right time for a whole new distribution channel where pet owners, influencers and pet brands can actually tap into for scale and, just to share about their products and services.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you, so what makes a pet a good influencer?
I think it's really about I think very similar to human influencers, mm-hmm. like what's the characteristics, like the personality that makes you shine. Mm-hmm. It's not about being just, another cat or another dog, mm-hmm. like doing, cute dances or funny videos, but it's really about bringing out, what's the core, like what makes mm-hmm. you special and what would people remember you for instead of, another golden retriever. Like how would people remember that, oh, you're Tucker the golden retriever, something like that. So I think, it's really about tapping into what makes your pet unique.
Yeah, I mean, it goes the same as human influencers, right, at the end of the day.
Yes.
Well, after running the Woof Agency as an agency for about 3 years, you and your co-founders made quite a significant pivot. What made you decide to move from an agency model to building Pawjourr as a marketplace platform? I mean, what is it about scaling your business, lowering costs for brands, or giving creators more opportunities?
So I think when we were running the agency, we do find ourselves turning away a lot of amazing brands, not because they weren't a good fit, but just simply because they were too early stage to afford traditional agency fees. And, for me, even as a pet owner, I feel like these are amazing products and like services that really deserve like that sort of highlight or amplification, but just because of financial budget, like it wasn't a good fit. So I think that was when we decided like, hey, why don't we productivize our services and build a platform that anyone, like no matter the size of their business or budget, they could use it to access pet influencer marketing. And I think for us, it was also about making it accessible and, like inclusive for all brands looking to grow and really encouraging people to come into this space and promoting like more innovation for, just the pet category in general. Yeah.
Well, in your experience, what makes working with pet influencers different compared to working with human influencers? I mean, is it just the cuteness factor, or do pets drive better engagement or trust from audiences? Because at the end of the day, behind the pet influencers is a human,
Yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, you're right. But I think with pets, right, they probably bring a level of authenticity. I think like the emotional trust that's a little bit hard to replicate, because I think nobody really doubts like a dog's excitement over a treat or a cat's reaction to a toy. Like these are all like very genuine, like in the moment sort of like content. So it doesn't feel scripted. It's more heartfelt. And I think all these like often sparks more engagement. And I think, like, let's be honest, like pets, they're just cute. So they make for natural content mimics, and, they cut through the noise, they create feel-good moments that really drive like real brand affinity. So yeah, I think, they're just cute. Like you just want to like engage and look at it. Yeah.
Well, for someone hearing about Pawjourr for the very first time, how would you explain what Pawjourr does?
Yes, so Pawjourr is a self-serve platform that connects pet brands with pet creators. So think of it like, your job street, your job central, where, as a brand, you subscribe and you can list campaigns, and pet creators, owners, they can apply directly, creating content in exchange for product or payment. So it's a little bit like Upwork or Fiverr, but for pet influencers specifically, and we streamline the entire process. So it just, makes it almost like a one-stop consolidated dashboard for any brands looking to work with pet influencers.
Okay, so I have a dog at home, so I'm not really much of a person who takes a lot of photos and uploads it, and she does have her own TikTok, but I haven't updated it in quite a long time. So do I have to be a very, prominent, or does my pet have to be a very prominent influencer to sign up?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So we do have a lot of, pet owners that doesn't even have, a social media account for their pets, signing up and just working with brands. Because these days there's also this, I think like brands are starting to realize that it's also about real content, testimonials, or, like UGC, so user-generated content. So these brands are also paying these pet owners, or, like just exchanging products in exchange for content, for real in the moment product reviews and testimonials. So this means that like they would just take your content, they will post it on their own social media account, and you really just need a phone and, like your fur kit with you to get started. Yeah. Okay. So anyone can get started. You do not need like a large following.
Okay. Well, then I will go home and discuss it with my dog and see whether or not she wants to take this up. But anyways, Jane, we read that you want to make pet influencer marketing accessible for businesses of all sizes, not just the big brands. So can you share how your pricing model or platform, features help smaller brands or startups tap into this world without huge budgets? For example, if I'm a small pet brand with a limited marketing budget, what can I actually achieve on Pawjourr?
So for us, our business model is extremely straightforward and transparent. You pay, starting with $99 a month based on the requirement, like the number of campaigns that you need, like, how complex do you need in terms of support. So it starts from $99 a month. You can create 2 campaigns each month, and you get unlimited applications. So meaning to say, if you want to work with 100 creators, for a gifting program, you can just work with all 100 of them if, there are that many applications. And we do not charge any commission or platform fee if you decide to pay these influencers for their content as well. So it's just pure $99 subscription fee, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, beyond just the focus on pets here, how is Pawjourr's approach to influencer marketing itself truly different or, better than other players in the market?
I think for us, it's really about the specialization and also taking into consideration some of the nuances when working with pet creators and pet influencers. Because with humans, like you probably would look at vanity metrics like engagement, how are people, who are their audiences and stuff like that. But when it comes to pets, there's a lot more layers. For instance, like there are different diet, there's home cooked food, there's kibbles. Sometimes like we go into the color of the breed for certain products that are meant for tear stains, for instance, for white dogs, or even at different stage where, a puppy has a different need from a senior dog. So we have all of this information on our database so that when a pet brand wants to work with influencers, like pet influencers, they do have all of this like supporting details and information to help them to support and see, like if this is the right fit for their specific campaign and product.
Okay. Well, have you seen trends in the market that prove Pawjourr is onto something bigger than just a niche platform for pet lovers?
Yes, absolutely. So I think pet ownership is at an all-time high, and, like the spending per pet just continue to rise. We're seeing a lot more human-grade, like health-focused and lifestyle pet brands entering the market. And we recently did a campaign with Chow Tai Fook, which is a jewelry brand for humans, and they started coming out with gold pet tags for pets, like 999 gold, I think it's really interesting and exciting because we are seeing a lot of human-focused like brands starting to sort of expand into the pet space because they know that pet owners would do anything for their pets. Like we spend too much on our sugar babies, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so I think like definitely it's the new big thing. It's almost like, pets are the new kids and plants are the new pets. Yeah.
This is so exciting. I'm so ready to get my pet started. But anyways, looking ahead here, Jane, what else can we expect from Pawjourr? Any exciting features or services you're excited about?
So I think for us, like we are continuously, working with our clients, getting feedback on how we can improve the system better. So we are working on automation, insights, and using AI to do better creator matchmaking and more robust analytics to help brands understand their ROI. We are also expanding into new markets and verticals. So think like vets, dog trainers, nutritionists, so all of this like pet-related services and experts to help, like brands to see and, match them with the right creators because it's not always like influencer marketing. Like sometimes they want to work with experts as well. So the goal is really to build, an entire ecosystem where brands can come in to co-create, they launch, and they grow together with the pet community all in one place.
Right. I mean, it's not just about brands trying to find these influencers and see whether or not how they can disperse their product, but it's also for these pet influencers to explore all the wide ranges of services or food or treats that are available for our furry kids. Well, thank you so much, Jane, for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. That was Jane Peh, who is the CEO and co-founder of Pawjourr. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.